Hello and welcome. I'm Johan Castell and you're watching Wings. Today we take a tour around Udaipur, tracing the footsteps of James Bond as seen in the classic 80s film Octopussy. We will show you the Science Gateway that just opened at CERN in Geneva. And show how China celebrated their Golden Week holiday. Let's begin. Udaipur in India is a top destination for tourists and global cinema. Check out our next story to discover Udaipur through the eyes of one of the world's best detectives, James Bond.
Welcome to Udaipur, the city of lakes, as seen during monsoon season. This quaint city is full of romantic, busy bylanes and scenic sights that take you back centuries. This beautiful city is loved both by tourists and filmmakers for its iconic vistas. According to IMDb, over 80 films have been shot here in the last 100 years, including many Indian films such as Mirzya, Ram Leela, Ye Javani Hai Divani, Ya De, classic Mera Saya. My favorite film shot here, however, is one of the most famous ones, the 1983 James Bond flick Octopussy, in which Mr. Bond uncovers an international jewel smuggling operation led by the mysterious Octopussy. Udaipur was the first Indian city where a Bond movie was shot extensively. Today, our Udaipur guide Zubair will take us on a whirlwind tour to all the unmissable spots where this iconic film was shot. Our first stop is the City Palace, a 450-year-old massive fortress which houses the Shivnivas Palace along the shore of Lake Pichola. In the film, James Bond halts on this road in a tuk-tuk.
This place also looks a little bit familiar.
Yeah, this is the place where when the James Bond come into the hotel and they were discussing in a tuk-tuk about the planning, how to go for the Sajjangarh Palace.
They were scheming how to break into the...
how to go into that Khan's...
on the top of
yes.
Yeah.
So there they were planning and then they moved further.
The poolside shots were all filmed here.
This is the Shivnivas Hotel.
All right.
Yeah, over there.
Oh, the Shivnivas Hotel is inside of this structure.
And this is the point where the James Bond, he was looking out of the window, looking out over here to the beautiful view of the Lake Pichola.
Yeah. Is it possible as a visitor to have the same room that he had?
Yeah, it is there, but you have to book the room. And inside just they have the entire property of the Shivnivas.
Next up, let's check out the whereabouts of his lady love, Octopussy herself, and other captivating spots on a boat ride around Lake Pichola. Now it's time to explore Jag Mandir, which sits in the middle of this 7 square kilometers large lake. This is where the exterior shots of Octopussy's home were taken and where Bond visits her.
See any fish in there or what?
Yeah, there are so many fishes also, and earlier here the crocodile were also there.
Really?
Yeah. The James Bond who was staying in the Shivnivas, he swam all the wearing the crocodile shell and came here to meet her. He was wearing the crocodile shell because that time many crocodiles were here. And he comes from this side, enter from the back door, and then met to the...
Sneaks in to find this woman.
Yes.
Now it's time to go to the spot where the film's most entertaining and memorable stunt scene was shot.
This is the very famous part, the funniest part of the movie, where the entire tuk-tuk and the small fight shoot was there.
Oh, the action sequence in the city.
So it's
That's
been
so
shotted
cool.
over this part.
Is that where the tuk-tuk went like...
Like now also you can see the tuk-tuks are available over here.
Well.
So these are the tuk-tuks from that time.
Oh, they are also like... this one looks really old. Yeah, it looks like a really old style tuk-tuk,
Yes.
huh? That's cool. Well, let's go check out some other sites.
Let's move further.
Yeah.
He was driving the auto tuk-tuk, which is passing through this main road street and going down towards the Jagdish temple, which is downside.
Right, and this is like the main stretch
This
in
is the
old
main
Udaipur?
stretch, yeah. Moving forward, this is the Jagdish temple.
Yeah.
This is the main iconic temple of the Udaipur.
Oh, wow.
And during the festival time, the massive gathering happens over here.
This would be like when Holi is happening,
Yeah, the
this
Holi
is like
happens.
the main
This
area?
is the main
or-
chowk. And that is also part where the movie was shot at over here.
So they would have been like driving up and down
Yeah,
this
they
street?
were driving up and down. Then proceeding further, we will be going towards the Gangur Ghat.
Right, so
which
this
is the
goes
next
down
point,
to the
yeah.
Lake Pichola, this side.
Lake Pichola, yes. This is the main point
Yeah.
where the James Bond came out of the helicopter and boarded the boat over here.
Like what are some of the most famous, like this Indian films
The
that
Indian
we shot
films
here too?
like Ye Jawan Ye Diwani,
Yeah.
Ram Leela, The Hack,
Yeah.
and many more movies are there.
Chasing the iconic locations where this classic James Bond film was recorded and taking a tour of the whole city hunting for the spots makes me feel like a real detective. Until next time, Udaipur.
Science and cutting-edge research are fascinating for youngsters interested in understanding how the world works. CERN has now opened a new visitor center called the Science Gateway to make its inner workings comprehensible and inspiring.
Located in Geneva, Switzerland, CERN, or the European Organization for Nuclear Research, is one of the world's most advanced research labs. It is home to the Large Hadron Collider, the world's largest and most powerful particle accelerator. This giant particle accelerator, located underground, runs a 27-kilometer-long loop in tunnels under Geneva. Here, scientists confirmed the existence of the Higgs boson that some dubbed the God particle in 2012.
At CERN, we are trying to address the outstanding question in fundamental physics. For instance, the dark universe, dark matter, which is 25% of the universe, and today it's a question mark. We don't know the composition of this part of the universe. And we are also addressing many other questions that are extremely intriguing, extremely interesting, and should allow us to push the limits of knowledge.
There has been an immense interest for people to come and visit, but until this month, the lab was only able to accept half of the requests for tours around its facilities. Now, a new visitor center has opened called Science Gateway that will increase visitor capacity dramatically.
With the Science Gateway, we want to expand the opportunities for scientific education that we offer to the public. Today, CERN hosts something like 150,000 visitors annually out of 300,000 requests. So until now, we have been able to satisfy only half of the requests. With the Science Gateway, we'll be able to host up to 500,000 of visitors. In addition, a new feature of the Science Gateway are the labs for the very small kids from 5 years up.
The new facilities are designed to reflect the tubes where experiments occur underground and feature interactive models that work like games where youngsters can get a feel for the physics involved.
We try to accelerate this little metal ball to have it go all around the accelerator. And we do it by switching on the magnet, pushing on the button, but at the right moment.
Last year, scientists at CERN began increasing energy intensity in experiments to better understand how particles behave. The organization is also preparing for a multi-year project to build a much larger collider next to the current one, hoping to start operations for it in 2040.
A big travel fever just struck China during the Mid-Autumn and National Day holidays this year, and the tourism revenue reached over $100 billion.
The Mid-Autumn Festival, also known as the Moon Festival, is a significant traditional Chinese holiday celebrated on the 15th day of the 8th month in the lunar calendar. It is a time for families to gather, enjoy moon cakes, and appreciate the full moon, symbolizing unity and togetherness. The national holiday in China commemorates the founding of the People's Republic of China on October 1st, 1949. It's a week-long celebration marked by various festivities, including parades, fireworks, and cultural events. Many people take advantage of this extended break to travel and explore different parts of the country.
Statistics show that 54% of Junior Cooperation users travel for 5 days or above. In terms of travel distance, domestic long-distance travel leads the tourism consumption market, accounting for 56%.
热度比较高，打卡秋日美景、自然休闲类的主题旅游产品都是用户比较热门的选择。
This year, the country experienced a surge in travel activity during the 8-day holidays. Domestic trips saw a significant rise, reaching 754 million in the initial 7 days of the holiday period, reflecting a 78.9% year-on-year increase. By the conclusion of the holidays, 826 million passenger trips had been taken within the country, creating tourism revenue of over $100 billion. The Golden Week holiday witnessed an unprecedented surge in enthusiasm for overseas travel, as border inspection authorities processed a total of 11.81 million entries and exits across the country. This equates to an average of 1.48 million per day during the break, marking an impressive 2.9-fold increase compared to the same period last year. According to data released by the National Immigration Administration, among these entries and exits, 5.87 million were inbound, while 5.9 million were outbound. Notably, the highest single-day figure was recorded on October 2nd, surpassing 1.67 million exits and entries. So, what were the top 10 tourist destinations in China during the Golden Week holidays? According to travel portal Qunar, here they are. China's capital, Beijing, which is home to the Forbidden City, takes the top spot. Chengdu in Sichuan, home to giant pandas, takes second place. The third place goes to Chongqing in the southwest. This is also the country's fourth largest city. Other top spots include Shanghai at fourth place, Changsha at fifth, and Xi'an at number 6. Hangzhou, where the Asian Games were held, is in 7th place. And Guangzhou is in 8th. Also in the top 10 are Wuhan at number 9 and Nanjing at 10th place. The effect this holiday had on the crowds visiting sites was palpable and made popular spots very crowded.
The must-see attractions in each city are inundated with tourists, such as Shanghai Disneyland, Chengdu research base of giant panda breeding, Emperor Qing Shi Huang Mausoleum Site Museum in Xi'an, Beijing Universal Resort.
Vlad the Impaler, often identified as Dracula, earned infamy in 15th century Europe for his ruthless methods of dealing with adversaries. Today, he stands as an iconic figure in popular culture. At Austria's Forchtenstein Castle, aspiring vampire apprentices embark on a historical journey illuminated by torchlight, delving into the genuine account of Vlad Tepes' Draculaea.
Vlad the Impaler, better known as Dracula, gained infamy in 15th century Europe for his brutal methods of punishing foes. Today, he's a widely recognized figure in popular culture. At Austria's Forchtenstein Castle, aspiring vampire apprentices embark on a historical tour with torches, delving into the true tale of Vlad Tepes' Draculaea. They also get a glimpse of his full-length 17th century portrait displayed in one of the castle's galleries. The tour allows kids to experience the life of the infamous figure Vlad the Impaler. But where does that nickname come from?
Zur Bestrafung als Rache For punishment and as a revenge, he impales captured enemies and leaves them standing on the road to his capital as a warning example and deterrent. This is where his reputation as a cruel ruler comes from. We also know that he has also led the international organization and development of his country with a very strong hand, that he eliminated enemies at an early stage and brutally eliminated opponents and rivals.
For the children who take part in the Draculade, the experience begins with putting on a Dracula costume with his signature cape. Visitor to the castle Andrea Stupitz has come here with her children.
I want to educate my children so that they experience history in a lively way. That means that they can then remember more when they actually see it. And I think it's a great occasion to learn the story about Dracula in such a mystical castle in the evening, or to listen to it being narrated.
One of the highlights of this tour at Austria's Liechtenstein Castle is at the Ancestors Gallery. Here, a 17th century portrait of Vlad Tepes, nicknamed Dracula, is on display. This ruler was exalted through paintings, sketches and the written word through the 14th, 15th and 16th centuries. Bram Stoker's Dracula was published in 1897 and grew in popularity in the 20th and 21st centuries. However, until the 1960s, there was no connection between Dracula and Vlad Tepes. That only developed as a marketing strategy to attract tourists to Romania during the communist regime. The Draculade experience at Fort Hockenstein offers visitors an insight into this complex history and a night of historical discovery and ominous fun.
Now it's time for the latest travel, tourism and aviation updates for those looking for the best experiences worldwide. Take a look at our news deck.
Dorothy Hoffner, the remarkable 104-year-old Chicago woman who recently completed a skydiving jump that could potentially earn her recognition by Guinness World Records as the oldest person to ever skydive, has passed away. Hoffner's dear friend Joe Conant shared the news, revealing that she was discovered peacefully in the morning by the staff at the Brookdale Lakeview Senior Living Community. On October 1st, Hoffner embarked on a tandem jump at Skydive Chicago Airport in Ottawa, located approximately 85 miles southwest of Chicago. This courageous feat had the potential to etch her name into the annals of Guinness World Records. Conant is now dedicated to ensuring that Hoffner is posthumously certified by Guinness World Records as the world's oldest skydiver in recognition of her extraordinary achievement.
Dorothy, awesome job!
Over to Kolkata now. Celebrating its 150th anniversary earlier this year, the city's iconic tram service now embraces the spirit of Durga Puja with a specially adorned tram that vividly portrays the various stages of crafting the goddess idol, culminating in the ceremonial Sindoor Khela on the final day of the puja. This uniquely designed tram runs between Ballygunge and Tollygunge in the city from October 16th to December 31st. Beyond commemorating the tramway's 150-year milestone, it also pays tribute to the recent UNESCO recognition of the state's Durga Puja festivities. The tram's exteriors boast intricately hand-painted artworks, paying homage to the skilled artisans of Kumartuli, the historic potter's quarter in North Kolkata, which has evolved into a vital center for idol making. Additionally, the tram features paintings depicting the Sindoor Khela ritual and a lively Dhunuchi dance. Other artwork showcases a visually impaired artist and women dhakis, along with heritage landmarks and cultural elements. Taiwan celebrated its National Day on Tuesday, October 10th. Known as the Double 10 Day, the most iconic event of Taiwan's National Day celebrations is the flag raising ceremony held at the Presidential Office Building in Taipei. Double 10 Day often features a military parade showcasing Taiwan's armed forces. This includes displays of troops, equipment and military maneuvers. The parade demonstrates the nation's commitment to defense and security. Various cultural performances also take place across Taiwan, showcasing traditional music, dance and arts. These events celebrate Taiwan's rich cultural heritage and diversity. The National Day in Taiwan can also feature concerts, festivals and exhibitions in communities across the island. There are many buildings, streets and public places that are adorned with patriotic decorations of blue and red to create a festive atmosphere. Tsai Ing-wen, the president of Taiwan, spoke at the National Day Parade in Taipei. Citizens often take part in National Day celebrations by attending events, wearing national colors and displaying flags. It is a day when people come together to express their pride and unity as Taiwanese people. Overall, Taiwan's National Day celebrations are a vibrant and festive occasion, reflecting its rich history, culture and the collective identity of its residents. In its 11th installment, the Signal Festival of Light and Video Mapping transformed Prague into a mesmerizing canvas of digital art and light design. The four-day event seamlessly blended historic architecture with state-of-the-art technologies, showcasing the creations of artists not only from the Czech Republic, but also from Spain, Hungary, Japan and beyond. Following its success in attracting around 500,000 attendees last year, this year's festival dazzled visitors with 20 captivating installations scattered throughout central Prague.
That's all we have for you in this week's show, but we'll return next weekend. Until then, it's me, Johan Castell, signing off. Goodbye.